What's going on, Phantom Force? Phantom Base here, coming at you with our Week 8 battle against the Misty Drapions. I am the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and yeah, I know this is post-com, it's weird, but it's okay. I wasn't able to record this battle live, but I promise we will try to have our battle for Week 9 live. Anyway, so really quickly, I just wanted to go over this battle so that I could have this ready for us. In case you didn't watch the team prep, make sure you go watch that before you watch this battle. But yeah, in the team preview we saw her with Electivire, Mega Medicam, Torkoal, Staraptor, Starmie, and Pangoro. And we brought Latios, Milotic, Togetic, Amoonguss, Mega Aggron, and Victini, and I'm just going to hop right into this battle. Because I think we started out with Victini, I don't remember. I know she led with Pink. So nope, we led with Latios, that's right. Yeah, she leads with Pangoro, which is a really good lead for her, and I felt kind of threatened, so I had to swap out. Because remember a muscle band, or physical, so I decided to go out into Togetic to gauge what kind of damage she was going to be doing. And we saw right away that she was doing a crazy amount of damage too. Just because she's iron for this set, I decided to go into Milotic. There's our huge physical wall here to take this head on. And we saw Milotic deal with that very well. So I was like, alright, we can deal with this pretty decently. So she swaps out. She has to go into her Electivire. As we go straight away for a Scald. Which does a huge amount of damage. Milotic puts in some work here. And as you're going to see, our predictions in this end up whittling this thing down really easily. Then we decided to go into our Amoonguss, who is, I believe, physically defensive, if I remember correctly. Judging by that damage, I think it was, I can't remember. Well, she withdraws. Oh, sorry, we're split defensive. She withdraws, Electivire goes into Torkoal here, as we go for a Spore, which is incredibly necessary and kind of helps us out for a little bit. So I'm thinking, okay, she's gonna switch out because she's asleep. So I make a switch into my Togetic, expecting her to switch out, but no, she actually stays in, which is good for me because that allows me to get a rest off as she swaps out, or not a rest, but a roost. She swaps back out into her Pangoro for whatever reason. As I go for a sub, and I thought, you know what, I can't set up the nasty play here. She's gonna go straight for an Ice Punch, so I decided I'm gonna go for a I decided that I was gonna go for Roost instead to preserve Togetic for now. Togetic is really necessary to this, assuming we can get the switch, or the setup. So we go back out into Milotic to take another Ice Punch. Milotic takes that once again like a champion, so we decide. So as you see her swap out, we're like, okay, she's probably gonna go back into her Electivire. So let's go for Scald first. Try to get a burn off on this thing. And I was like, alright, so it might be a roll, but the next one we could possibly kill it with a Scald. So I want to swap out, go out into the Amoonguss to deal with this thing again. Regenerator pops her back up to full. Goes for a Thunder Punch, which we expected, so we're gonna eat that up. She gets a crit, which didn't matter really in the long run because we have Regenerator there to heal all that up. She withdraws, and we decide to go for a foul play here. Instead of, because we can't let this thing get in for free. Then we realized this thing is fully physical defensive. It took that like a champion. So I decide now is the perfect opportunity for me to attempt to set up with Latios, assuming it doesn't wake up. So we swap out, we go out into Latios. I'm thinking, okay. And then it goes straight for a flamethrower as it wakes up. It's really frustrating for us, because I wanted so badly to be able to deal with this thing. To set up on this thing. So we decided we're going to go ahead and start setting up anyway. So like, you know what's the worst I can do? I forgot. Here's where I had a temporary lapse in judgment. I forgot that I was muscle banned over Lumberry. So she goes for a stealth box. I'm like, that's fine. And here's where I made the mistake. I got greedy and went for a second Dragon Dance. I should have clicked Earthquake right away. No, because I believe we could have killed at that range. I'm not sure. But she goes for Will-O-Wisp. And that's what ruins us. Because now we're pretty much back to neutral doing neutral damage. So I set up one more Dragon Dance, so we can at least do some damage to this thing. As she goes for Flamethrower, which isn't going to be doing much to us because Torkoal isn't very strong on the special attack side. We're taking a huge chunk from Burn though. So that's it, we're just going to start smacking Earthquake now. And I realized that we would not be able to the KO even at +1 before the burn. So, essentially that's where we are right now. We're at +1 with the burn. If we without the burn, we'd be at +3 and we would have killed that thing. But, so we decided to go for a second Earthquake for damage. She had already set up rocks on us, which is really frustrating for us. So, then I let her set up rocks. And that's one thing I didn't want. The only thing worse was that I didn't want toxic spikes, which I'm glad she didn't decide to, or she decided not to bring. So we let Latios go down to burn, and we go back into my Lodic to get our revenge kill, because if she swaps in Electivire here, is pretty much dead. We take a good chunk from this. We go for Scald. Let her kill, and we kill off Torkoal, which is really good for us, so. We kill off the one thing that is out of rocks on her team now. She goes into Electivire. We swap out. We go into a Moongus, and here's where she makes a decent a good prediction. She expected me to go back into a Moongus, and I believe she goes for Fire Punch here. Yeah, she goes for Fire Punch here, which is a really good prediction on her part. Also really risky, because if I had decided to stay in, I would have actually killed it, or come close. I would have either come closer. I would have killed it with a Scald. She goes for a Fire Punch here again, and we take this super well. So we decide to go for an Energy Ball, predicting maybe a Starmie switch in. But we don't see that switch in. We do get to pick up the kill on it, which is good, because with our investment, that was actually kind of scary roll there. Not a roll, but like scary prediction to make. So my Lodic comes back in, take any damage this thing wants to do to us. And as soon as she goes for Hydro Pump, we see that she is a Life Orb, big time, like sad damage. Now, my first instinct is, okay, she's gonna have a Thunderbolt. We have to go for a Recover here to scout. She goes for Psychic instead, so that tells me she doesn't have Thunderbolt. And we go for a Recover. This is helpful because we're gonna start whittling it down by using Recover on it, trying to go for it and let it kill itself off with Life Orb damage. So she withdraws, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. She goes out into Staraptor, which is good because we brought the competitive set in case she brought Staraptor. But it turns out she brought Reckless, which is okay. We decided to go for a Scald here. And this is what kind of sealed the deal for Staraptors. We get the burn on it. I mean, you expect to burn with Scald, right? And after all the Scald burns I didn't get on Electivire, I figured this one was coming. So now we're going to live another double edge, and it will allow us to get off a recover. But she goes for another double edge, telling me she's probably banded. So we decided to go for a recover. Either she was scarfed as well, and we get a recover off and let it die to see, we allow this thing to die to burn. So we're now up, I believe, 5-3 at this point in the match. And she goes out into Mega Medicam, and she Mega Balls. Goes for a she goes for Zen Headbutt, which was crazy. We get a Scald off, which was good. I was trying to get a burn here, and while it didn't do that well, it actually dealt a decent amount of damage. So here we decided to sack off my Ludic. Probably the worst thing possible is that she goes for Drain Punch, but at the same time, it was probably good for us. And the fact that she didn't go for something, she didn't reveal Thunder Punch, telling me that. So here I was like, alright, we're gonna just count, see what kind of priority this thing has. Like, I want to know if it has Fake Out or not, or if it has Bullet Punch, and she has Bullet Punch. So tell it, I got 3 moves on that set right there. Also want to see if you're trying to go for Zen Headbutt instead. So, Victini goes for Dazzling Gleam. I'm like, alright, let's see if we can kill here. And we get so close when we don't kill. Even though this is the part that made the game, is we missed that bullet. Actually missed that Zen Headbutt, and that's what cost the game right here. And you'll see why in a second, because get a Dazzling Gleam off. As she goes, as we kill off the Mega Medicam, she goes and Starmie here, which is okay because we go out into Amoonguss to take the incoming Hydro Pump. But in reality, I actually wanted this thing to just straight up die. I guess this was my sack to get into Aggron. It just so happens we decided to get 2 more hits of Life Orb damage off from the Starmie. She goes for Psychic Line, right? We're gonna die here. It's okay. Her being Life Orb is just gonna cost her that. And you're gonna see why in a second. Because after all this, we go into Aggron. Because it is now, I believe, 2-2. Yes, we're at 2-2 right now, I believe. Aggron and Victini versus Starmie and Pangoro. So Mega Aggron, she goes for Hydro Pump. That's fine. You're fully specially defensive here, but we're adamant. So we're gonna live this, and then we're gonna do a lot of damage, which is why I ran Thunder Punch, specifically for something like this. And we end up killing off Starmie, which is what I wanted. So Mega Aggron picks up another kill, and she sends out her last move on him, which is the Pangoro. And instantly she runs Drain Punch, telling me she's not running Hammer on me. So you may have lived that in an earlier time, but that doesn't matter now. Then we go into Victini, and this is where that Zen Headbutt would have killed us. That we made that swap in such a way that I knew that we would be able to get in on rocks and live, and get off this Dazzling thing. And with that, both of us being on winless this season, we finally come to a point where I finally have my first win of the season. So, yeah, that was such a great match. Thank you, Misty, so much for such a fun match. I hope you have some better luck in the rest of this season. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out Misty's channel. There's a link in the description below, as well as a link to the team prep. And that's all it's been from me. This has been Phantom Base, coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.